Hey everyone, this is the Millennial Investor here with an update on my Series I bonds through Treasury Direct. And for those of you just tuning in, this is something I'm doing to replace my emergency fund of roughly $6,000. And the reason I'm buying Series I bonds and not just putting them in a traditional savings account is the interest rate's higher. It keeps up with inflation, so if the inflation rate goes up, my interest rate goes up, and you don't pay state taxes on it. The penalty for withdrawing after a year is only 3 months, so it's semi-liquid really quickly, and it's just something that I've used and I actually kind of really like. So May 1st happened, and on May 1st, the interest rate changed. So let's go ahead and take a look at the Series I bond interest rate chart. Last month, it was at 2.76%, and some of the money I had contributed prior was at 2.86%. And the rate has dropped, so right now I'm making 1.96% on the majority of my money, while a small portion of it is getting roughly 2.06%. And that's because the equation that takes the fixed rate and the semi-annual inflation rate and doubles this equals that number. So still pretty good, still higher than 1%, and still better than most CDs out in the marketplace. So this is still a good investment, and I'm going to be transitioning the rest of that $6,000. Now, where I'm at right now, if I take a look at my current holdings, I'm at 4,200, so I've transitioned the bulk of the account into my Series I, and there's roughly $1,800 left that needs to get over here, but I want to kind of keep that money until this kind of sets. So throughout the next 6 months, that 1,800 should be in there. If we take a look at the interest, you'll notice that that 4,200 is now at 4221.32. So roughly $21 worth of interest. And it kind of takes a little while for it to start updating, but when it starts updating, then it starts updating quickly. So to show you exactly what I mean by that, we're going to go a little bit further, and this is every single contribution that I've made into this Series I bond account, with the interest rate kind of next to it at the time of purchase. So you'll notice for the last February onwards, like nothing's exactly happened to the money, but after 3 or 4 months, I believe, it starts kicking in the interest. Now, I do believe you're making interest during that 3 to 4 months, but it just doesn't update it in the current value until it has sit in the account for a while. So you can see every single contribution I've made. The first drop was in May, and I'm hoping that, oh yeah, that was May. So I've actually had this account for a year now. So I'm hoping that this money, which is now accessible, a solid $100, now I could start transitioning the rest of my emergency fund at roughly the rate at where I originally invested in case I need it. So yeah, it's a cool account. I definitely recommend checking it out. $10,000 you can invest per year. And I believe you can also invest an additional $5,000 if you have a federal tax refund of $5,000. You can request an additional $5,000 through Series I. Okay, so that's going to conclude this video. If you have any questions about this account type, I definitely recommend checking out Treasury Direct, or feel free to send me a message and I will try my best to get back to you. Okay, this is the Millennial Investor, signing out. Peace.